Welcome to the next in our MS Access series. So we've set up a table, there it is, called Movies. We've got field names, and each field name has its data type and it has descriptions down the bottom. And we have our primary key, movie ID. So our next stage then is to go ahead and put some data in. So the first button over here, the View button, lets you flick between the design view where you are now, and we click on it, and there is the data view. So each time you click on it, it goes from one to the other. And that's handy. So for example, if you're here and you want to go change something, you can just flick back into design view and change it. So now we're going to go ahead and put in a new record. So we'll give that first record an ID of 100. We'll put in a title for it. There's George Clooney, lead actor, already gone in. We made that a default value. That's why it's sitting there. The running time is hours and minutes because that's the format we set up to us. So this is an hour and 40 minutes. So 1, a colon and a 40. The cost for entry will say €20. And the country of origin, we made a drop-down box. And there's all the entries in our drop-down box. So that's USA. So to check out some of our design items then. So we said cost of acquisition, we had a rule in there that it had to be less than €30. So we're going to go and make that more then, just to see our rule working. And there it is on 40, and if we click off that row, there it is. That's our validation text. Price needs to be less than €30. We put that into a validation text and click OK. Okay, and we'll just go and change that back. 20 is fine. Right, so when you're editing a record, a little pencil symbol ends up in there. So for example, if I was to put a new record in here, say, there we go. See the little pencil symbol appearing? That means you're in that record at the moment. And any previous records have just been saved. So this saves automatically as you go from record to record. Now, what else did we do? We said the title had to be a required field. So if we click off that there, click off that row, there we go, you must enter a value in the movies.title. So the table called movies and the field is called title. You have to enter a value in there. Right, so we'll put something in there. Okay, and the primary key, movie ID is our primary key. So if we put another item in here, we put in, say, we go Al Pacino then. Right, so we're still on the same row, so that's okay. But if we try to leave this primary key here blank, it would tell us we can't do that. You must enter a value into the movies.movie ID field. So movies is your table and movie ID is your primary key. You must enter a value in there. But all the values have to be different. They all have to be unique. That's one of the features of the primary key. So if we put in a value that's already gone in before, and if we click off, this is what we get. The changes you requested to the table were not successful because they would create duplicate values in your primary key. Now, we didn't do indexes, so don't worry about that. But they would create duplicate values in your primary key. So one of the ideas behind primary key was that every individual entry had to be different. And that's how then you can tell your various different movies apart. So by putting 200 in there, it's telling me I can't do that. So I'm going to have to go and change that. So we'll call it, say, 300, just for the sake of argument. And see George Clooney cropping up there all the time because we had that as a default value. So say, for example, then we want to get rid of a particular record. So we didn't want that one. Point at it here at the side, right-click, and there's an option there to delete your record. So click on it. It tells you you're about to delete your record. Are you sure? Because you can't undo it. We're sure, so we'll say yes. And that's the essence of creating tables in Access.